Chapter 611. Comprehension of World Tao. The world prison was composed of world energy. This power would usually be weak and could be dissolved easily by anyone from skyscraping realm. However, the world energy after it was formed into this special world prison using a unique law of combination was too solid to destroy. Law. Combination. Jian Wushuang wrinkled his brows in deep concentration while swirls of world energy surged around him. Soon, a palm entirely developed from world energy stretched out abruptly from the stone wall of the world prison. With its fingers spread, the giant palm was trying to take hold of Jian Wushuang at an ultra-high speed, as well as with formidable force. Jian Wushuang was so astounded that he dodged aside hurriedly. As the attacking palm grabbed where he was previously located, a swoosh sounded right away. Such immense power! Before he could even feel stunned, Jian Wushuang realized that behind him there were 3 places where world energy gathered. Whoosh! 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 3 giant palms soon stretched out in succession, jumping wildly out at him. Jian Wushuang did not dare to pause, darting forth all over. Whoosh! 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 More palms formed entirely by world energy flew over. Almost everywhere Jian Wushuang went, there was an attacking palm, providing no respite for him. This is the compulsion of the world prison that Emperor Xiao said, isn't it? This is terrifying as it is too persistent and difficult to elude. How would I have time to painstakingly meditate on the world Tao? Jian Wushuang frowned, but soon he discovered something. The world energy contained in these giant palms are so powerful and peculiar. Jian Wushuang dodged through those attacking giant palms while observing them quietly to find out how they were formed. It was a profound application of world energy. World energy can be used in this way. Jian Wushuang immediately was lost in his thoughts. Outside the world prison, Emperor Xiao sat on a stone bench in the garden, waiting quietly. In the blink of an eye, 2 days passed. Emperor Xiao, who sat on the stone bench, raised his head, glancing up at the world prison. With a smile appearing on his face, he said, "Have you got comprehension of it?" Nodding in appreciation, Emperor Xiao said, and his sonorous voice directly reached to the world prison. "Kid, come out." His voice contained some unique magic, as if it could invade one's mind and soul. In the world prison, Jian Wushuang, who had understood world Tao, was still in a state of ecstasy. Suddenly a crack was found by him on the stone wall. He began walking out of the world prison along the crack, and again came before Emperor Xiao. "Respected Emperor Xiao," Jian Wushuang said respectfully, "you've received a comprehension of world Tao, haven't you?" Emperor Xiao smiled and looked at Jian Wushuang. "Yes." Jian Wushuang nodded. "You took only 2 days to comprehend world Tao. Although your enlightenment may have something to do with the world prison, I'd attribute it more to your own perception. You're such a talent that has proved yourself to be the successor of an old friend of mine. His heavenly creation skill not only created in you a perfect foundation but also helped you improve your comprehension," Emperor Xiao continued. "As you've comprehended world Tao, you still have more to improve. Since the world prison is still useful for you, you'd better stay there to meditate for the rest of your time. By the time the Firmament Territory Feast begins, I believe you'll completely break the world prison." "Yes," Jian Wushuang said and seriously nodded. Within just 2 days, he had already seen many strange things in the world prison. The world prison did play a great role in his comprehension of world Tao, much more useful than 6-story pagoda to slaughter Tao. In addition, the comprehension of Tao is only one aspect of strength, and the secret skill is also crucial to the improvement of strength, said Emperor Xiao. Jian Wushuang listened to him carefully. The secret skill is a technique that is developed based on the application of weapon Tao after one's comprehension of Tao reaches a certain level. It has various kinds, most of which are used as offensive power. Secret skills have distinctions between strong and weak. In the eternal world, secret skills are divided into plenty of levels according to its power, among which the most common and the weakest one are Rank 1 secret skill, which is also what you are now qualified to cultivate. Rank 1 secret skill. Jian Wushuang felt a bit enticed. Rank 1 secret skill is just the most common skill, but for warriors at the level of skyscraping realm it's totally different when he creates the secret skill. His battle strength would even rise to a new level even if he only creates the most common rank 1 secret skill, Emperor Xiao continued. For example, in the ancient world, the Dark Emperor, who is known as the one with number 1 offensive power, has created his secret skill. After the last matchup with him, you must know how strong his secret skill power is, right? Well, Jian Wushuang nodded seriously. The secret skill of Dark Emperor is horribly powerful. Horrible powerful, scorned Emperor Xiao. That move created by Dark Emperor is somewhat considered as a secret skill, or it may just reach the threshold of rank 1 secret skill. According to their levels of rank 1 secret skill, i.e. elementary, advanced and superior, the move created by Dark Emperor narrowly belongs to the elementary level. The elementary narrowly reach its requirements. Jian Wushuang was shocked. He had thought that the move of Dark Emperor was incredibly powerful, but he now found it had just reached the elementary level. So how strong was a real elementary rank 1 secret skill, advanced or even superior level? What about the secret skill beyond rank 1? After all, the time you cultivated until now is too short and there are only 3 years left. You know nothing about secret skill. If you want to create it entirely by yourself, even if you have a high level of talent, I'm afraid it will take a very long time, so. Then Emperor took out an interspatial ring and handed it to Jian Wushuang. Within this interspatial ring, there are a few secret skills, all of which are secret skills of sword principle created by warriors of sword principle in the eternal world. You can take these secret skills to research, investigate and use as references. In this way, you would greatly shorten the time you spend on cultivation. After all, you are not that powerful now. Even though I gave you the secret skill created by experts of sword principle above eternal realm, you can't understand it. So the secret skill of sword principle within the interspatial ring is mostly created by experts of sword principle at the level of divine realm. Chapter 612, 3 years. Taking the interspatial ring from Emperor Xiao, Jian Wushuang looked slightly excited. There were so many secret skills of sword principle. Even if these secret skills were created by warriors of sword principle at the level of skyscraping realm and divine realm, any secret skill of sword principle was so mysterious to Jian Wushuang. After all, he could never create a secret skill himself. These secret skills of sword principle were extremely useful to him. In addition to these secret skills of sword principle, I will give you 10 opportunities to receive my instruction in the next 3 years. If you don't have a clear understanding of World Dao or secret skills of sword principle, you can turn to me. However, you only have 10 opportunities, so you should make good use of them. Emperor Xiao said. I see. Thank you so much for your guidance. Jian Wushuang was pleasantly surprised with deep feeling through his burning eyes. Emperor Xiao was at the peak of the eternal world. Now he promised Jian Wushuang to instruct him 10 times. These 10 opportunities that Emperor Xiao agreed to give him. Even if there was only one opportunity, countless geniuses and experts in the eternal world would fight over it. Go ahead. Emperor Xiao waved his hand. Jian Wushuang gave a bow to Emperor Xiao, turned and headed to the world prison. Emperor Xiao looked at Jian Wushuang sweeping into the world prison as a smile slowly grew on his face. This little fellow was born with a high aptitude. Also, he has built himself a perfect foundation by cultivating heavenly creation skill, so his perception has been enhanced greatly. 3 years for others is just a passing moment, while it is enough for him to improve his strength. The only thing that I'm not sure about is how far he can go. Emperor Xiao smiled slightly. Emperor Xiao gave him so many resources and even personal advice. Such a rare opportunity could help ordinary people improve greatly in 3 years, let alone a super genius like Jian Wushuang. In the world prison, the giant hands entirely formed by world energy flew wildly over Jian Wushuang. As Jian Wushuang gradually comprehended World Dao, these giant hands became more powerful at an increasingly faster speed. The attacks almost drove him to desperation. The respected Emperor Xiao was always good to me, and he offered me so many opportunities. These 3 years are absolutely a great chance for me. I will never waste a second of these 3 years, racking my brain to improve myself as much as possible. As for how far I can go eventually, it all depends 3 years later. Jian Wushuang's eyes twinkled with ambition. From this day on, Jian Wushuang began working on his cultivation earnestly. His cultivation of world body was separated from that of slaughter body. The world body, staying at the world prison, improved world Dao with the help of world prison. At the same time, his interspatial ring inside possessed many manuals of sword principle concerning world Dao. He could meditate on the world Dao while studying those manuals. If he encountered some bottlenecks or had no way to proceed, he would get out from the world prison to ask Emperor Xiao. Emperor Xiao was the supreme being in the eternal world, and he was also good at applying world Dao. Although secret skill of sword principle wasn't the strong point of Emperor Xiao, it was more than enough to direct Jian Wushuang. On the other hand, the slaughter body of Jian Wushuang was sent by Di Jing to a place called Slaughter Zone, where there were numerous minds and souls that had been slaughtered and invaded thoroughly, into experts of sword principle of crazy demon. These crazy demons began attacking him immediately when they saw him. Jian Wushuang did nothing but put up a desperate fight. In the following days, his slaughter body, which was inside the slaughter zone, continued waging an intense fight with them nearly every day. What his interspatial ring possessed was also the secret skill of sword principle created by many warriors of sword principle at the level of Cloud Realm and Divine Realm given by Emperor Xiao. These secret skills of sword principle were all aimed at slaughter Dao. Also, with the assistance of six-story pagoda, his slaughter Dao enhanced at an extremely high speed. The two original bodies, which stayed in different places, were inspired by different Daos and explored different secret skills of sword principle without being affected by each other. With the combination of such a unique and rare cultivation environment and his talented perception, Jian Wushuang's strength improved at an amazing rate. As spring went and autumn came, time rolled on. In a flash, 3 years passed. In the huge garden, Emperor Xiao sat on a bamboo chair reading a thread-bound book alone. This thread-bound book was just a travel book written by a man at the level of skyscraping realm in the ancient world, who traveled around the plane world. The book described some of his experiences in each plane world. Logically, a man at the level of skyscraping realm was nothing but a worm to Emperor Xiao. But the travel book written by him was very appealing to Emperor Xiao. 1 hour went by in a blink of an eye. Emperor Xiao finally closed the book and put it into his interspatial ring. Then his eyes couldn't help but turn to the world prison beside him. In these 3 years, the little guy has made much progress. He is a true successor of my old friend. Emperor Xiao praised secretly. In the past 3 years, he had witnessed every improvement Jian Wushuang made and clearly knew how much work he had put in. Unfortunately, he still can't completely break the world prison. Emperor Xiao was slightly disappointed. If Jian Wushuang could break his world prison in this 3-year period, it would be really perfect. But he knew that Jian Wushuang had to multitask to meditate the secret skill of sword principle within the 3 years. It was quite incredible for him to achieve what he had, so it was not necessary to require more of him. Just then, with a sudden change of his expression, Emperor Xiao immediately looked towards the void, where the interspace began abruptly twisting and turning. Soon a gorgeous yet cold figure slowly walked out from the twisting interspace, showing up before Emperor Xiao. It was a white-robed woman. She was elegantly beautiful with a breathing-taking coldness. Also, she was very cold, causing the surrounding environment to appear to freeze into chilly ice as long as she showed up. Father. The white-robed woman looked at Emperor Xiao and leaned slightly. She was Emperor Xiao's daughter with such a gorgeous and cold vibe. Undoubtedly, this delicately beautiful woman was Lang Rushuang. You're back. Emperor Xiao looked at Lang Rushuang, apathetic. I have come to say goodbye to you, father. I suppose I won't come back again. Lang Rushuang said, as her voice sounded steady. Emperor Xiao's face became abruptly severe. Goodbye? Anything else? Yes, Lang Rushuang nodded smilingly. It is mother. She personally commanded me. Before Lang Rushuang had finished speaking, Emperor Xiao waved his hand and clapped the chair violently. The chair, which was obviously made of some unique materials, reduced into dust. Ms. Lang? That bitch. Emperor Xiao's voice sounded in anger. Chapter 613. Comprehension of the First Occult Level. That bitch must be crazy, said Empress Xiao, with anger burning in his eyes. Leng Rushuang remained silent when she heard that. At this moment, Leng Rushuang noticed the world prison beside her. At the same time, she also noticed the existence of Jian Wushuang in the world prison. Is he inside? With complexity flashing through her face, Leng Rushuang walked towards the world prison. In the world prison, Jian Wushuang was sitting there alone. Numerous giant hands formed into an offensive force, mounting an attack on him. When this force almost approached him, an immaterial power, however, gushed forth from his body, smashing those giant hands easily. For 3 years, his world body had been staying in the world prison. With his continuous improvement of the world Tao, it became easier and easier to cope with the attacks from the world prison. Up to now, there was only one last step from completely breaking the world prison. I have a vague sense that I've reached the last step, but I still need to work hard to obtain full comprehension of it, Jian Wushuang frowned. According to Empress Xiao, only by fully understanding the first occult level of world Tao could he completely break the world prison. Now, it seemed that he was still a little short of fully mastering the first occult level. Jian Wushuang. A cold voice suddenly sounded. Jian Wushuang was so familiar with this voice. He immediately looked up at the void at front and saw a gorgeous pharaoh-like woman stood there, with a proud, aloof air of nonchalance. He was mesmerized by her every movement. There was only one such beautiful and cold woman in this world. I haven't seen you for many years. How are you, Miss Leng? Jian Wushuang was pleasantly surprised to see Leng Rushuang again. I'm going to leave the ancient world, and I'll probably never come back, Leng Rushuang said directly. Really? Jian Wushuang's brows knitted in thought. She would leave soon, and never come back? I have been staying for a long time in the ancient world, and you are the only person here that I've been acquainted with. Or I should say, we're somewhat friends. Before leaving here, I want to play you a song to remember how we got to know each other. Leng Rushuang took a deep look at Jian Wushuang, and then a white jade chair appeared behind her. Leng Rushuang slowly sat down, and then an ancient zither with a pattern of dragon and phoenix appeared before her. This scene made Jian Wushuang narrow his eyes. Unique and marvelous, Leng Rushuang's melody exerted profound and far-reaching abilities. During his stay in Tang Dynasty, Jian Wushuang still remembered it when he met Leng Rushuang for the first time. When he lived in her nature residence that month, Leng Rushuang played her zither every day. Influenced by her melody, he had taken several big steps forward within that 1 month. Now, Leng Rushuang began playing again. Taking a deep breath, Jian Wushuang immediately concentrated on it. After a few moments of silence, Leng Rushuang's jade-like fingers slowly plucked the strings. Such a heavenly melody, with magical powers, resounded throughout the world prison, holding a particular fascination for Jian Wushuang, who had been focused in it for a long time. The pleasant melody continued to ring. Melodious but slightly sad, it put a bleaker spin on the whole world. Closing his eyes, he knit his eyebrows slightly. He could feel the sadness and desolation carried by this beautiful melody, as well as a touch of frustration. Also, the melody contained marvelous power that attracted Jian Wushuang to keep thinking in the world Tao regardless. He had still been a little confused about the first occult level of world Tao, but now he was suddenly enlightened and came to an understanding. There was nothing but silence in the world prison. That magnificent melody slowly stopped. Closing his eyes, Jian Wushuang stood there. As the attacking giant hands had already quieted down, he was involved in the insight of comprehension. Before him, Leng Rushuang had put her zither away, standing up and taking a deep look at Jian Wushuang. Then she disappeared immediately with her body flashing past the world prison. In the huge garden, Empress Xiao stood there with his hands behind the back. That beautiful yet lofty figure gave him a bow and turned around, backing towards the wormhole and disappearing without a trace. At the sight of this scene, Empress Xiao's face grew gloomy. He clasped his hands and his body was shaking slowly. Nobody had clue what he was thinking. Buzzing. At this moment, the world prison established entirely by world energy suddenly began to tremble violently. What happened? Empress Xiao immediately looked in the direction of world prison. As the world prison had been created by him, he knew about everything happened within the prison. That little fellow could make such a breakthrough. With the melody played by Rushuang, he even obtained the full comprehension of the first occult level of world Tao. Under the gaze of Emperor Xiao, that steady and unbreakable world prison was abruptly affected by another world energy and then began falling apart. In a blink of an eye, the world prison had completely melted into world energy, vanishing from the world. A figure in a black robe stood in the middle of the world prison. The world prison is simply a means of applying world energy. Before this, I thought the combination of world energy was extremely intriguing, but now I don't think it is something of a mystery when I fully understood the first occult level of world Tao, said Jian Wushuang, feeling a bit of excitement. This world prison was an application of world Tao. As Jian Wushuang had realized the first occult level of world Tao, he could also create a world prison of the same quality if he wanted. But the world prison created by him was weaker in range and intensity than that of Emperor Xiao. Anyway, I've thoroughly understood the first occult level of world Tao, said Jian Wushuang, with a brief smile. I should thank Leng Rushuang for her help. Without her melody, it wouldn't be that easy for me to understand the occult level. Well, where is Leng Rushuang? Jian Wushuang looked around for her, but found nothing but Emperor Xiao. Hey, kid! Emperor Xiao shouted to him at the middle of the garden. Emperor Xiao. Jian Wushuang came before Emperor Xiao and asked, "Is she gone?" Chapter 614. One Step Towards Heaven. I'm off. Emperor Xiao nodded slightly. Take your time. Jian Wushuang frowned. As far as he knew, it had been a long time since Leng Rushuang left the ancient world. She might just come back one day, but she didn't stay for long and had left immediately, leaving only a greeting behind. Anything happened? Jian Wushuang thought. Just now he also heard a dismal, sorrowful and helpless emotion from the zither. Perhaps, something did happen to Leng Rushuang. Hey, kid. You're worried about my daughter, aren't you? Emperor Xiao suddenly looked at Jian Wushuang. In a daze for a second, Jian Wushuang nodded slowly and said, Miss Lang is a friend of mine and she helped me before, so I would obviously be concerned about her safety. That's all. Emperor Xiao took a deep look at Jian Wushuang and continued, You're lucky, little fellow. My daughter was born with an icy heart body, with which she has been aloof by nature and barely has any emotions. Such a cold personality resulted in only a few people being able to talk with her, even though she has lots of servants in the eternal world. As for friends, since my daughter's birth, no one has ever been recognized as her friend by her. You are the first and only one. What? Jian Wushuang was shocked. Leng Rushuang, since her birth, never had a single friend she talked with. Maybe it's because you've helped her transform icy heart poison in her body, or there is something on your body or a certain temperament that attracts her. Anyway, you are her first friend indeed. Emperor Xiao said, Little fellow, although my daughter had numerous genius pursuers in eternal world, she never spoke with them. But you could make friends with her. Wouldn't it be lucky? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you must grasp it. Emperor Xiao's words confounded Jian Wushuang. It was true that Leng Rushuang was his friend, but it seemed that Emperor Xiao wanted their relationship to push forward. Well, let's forget it. Now the most urgent thing is the Firmament Territory Feast. Emperor Xiao became firm. In 2 days, the Firmament Territory Feast will be held. It would be great if you can fully master the first occult level of World Tao before the feast. You must make a breakthrough. Breakthrough. Jian Wushuang could not help but smile. Only warriors who achieved the level of skyscraping realm were qualified to participate in that Firmament Territory Feast. Jian Wushuang now, however, merely attained the level of 9 Cloud Realm. Before the Firmament Territory Feast began, he naturally hoped to break through and to take the first step of the heaven-defying 4 steps. The first volume of Heavenly Creation Skill is only for building a perfect foundation. That heaven-defying 4 steps is the real beginning of cultivation. Now you have already reached perfection in all aspects, and with the accumulation of these 3 years, your understanding of Tao has been greatly improved. It should not be difficult to take that step, said Emperor Xiao. Sure. Jian Wushuang nodded in absolute confidence. Now he had already reached and even exceeded the requirements of the first step. Just in a moment, the slaughter body of Jian Wushuang arrived with Di Jing. In the past 3 years, Jian Wushuang had made the greatest progress in world Dao. Most incredibly, he even directly obtained a thorough understanding of the first occult level of world Dao. His slaughter Dao, directed by Di Jing, had also made amazing progress. Not as fast as the world Dao, slaughter body has nearly obtained the full understanding of the first occult level of slaughter Dao in the past 3 years. Showing up together, the two original bodies, world body and slaughter body, fused into one body. Then Jian Wushuang began making breakthroughs in the castle. Everything went smoothly while Jian Wushuang wasn't impeded during the process of breaking through. Only half a day later, great changes had taken place in the body and spiritual power of Jian Wushuang. Heaven-treading realm, the first step of heaven-defying 4 steps, had been achieved. Stepping into heaven-treading realm, which corresponded with the skyscraping realm for ordinary warriors, Jian Wushuang realized that there was something different between the two. Incredible! It was incredible! Jian Wushuang widened his eyes full of shock. He had previously speculated that heaven-treading realm, the first step of heaven-defying 4 steps, differed from the skyscraping realm of ordinary warriors. After so many guesses, Jian Wushuang was completely stunned when he knew the truth. The biggest difference between heaven-treading realm and skyscraping realm of ordinary warriors lay in one's talent rather than their flesh, spiritual power, or anything else. Yes, it is talent. As soon as heaven-treading realm was reached, Jian Wushuang immediately found that his comprehension was significantly enhanced, much higher than before at the level of 9-cloud realm. At least several times, even 10 times improved. This is real talent in comprehension. Maybe he had improved much in the period of heaven-treading realm. Once he took the second step deification realm, his talent in comprehension would be weakened, but at present he did improve. When Jian Wushuang tried to meditate on the world Dao or slaughter Dao, he discovered that his comprehension was a good dozen times faster than before. 1 day of meditation now was equal to 10 days before. Heaven-defying realm. This is truly the heaven-defying realm. Even Jian Wushuang sucked in a breath directly, and only managed to calm down after a protracted pause. Now it seems that heaven-treading realm will be my highest talent and fastest cultivation stage. I'm afraid that cultivation will not be that speedy when I take the second step in the future. Jian Wushuang murmured. He also knew that in heavenly creation skill, any kind of unique ability would only strengthen one's realm and would be weakened when another breakthrough occurred. Like the first volume of heavenly creation skill, the ability would be weakened once primordial gold core was achieved. Unfortunately, I couldn't reach the heaven-treading realm 3 years ago. Otherwise, after 3 years of hard work, my strength would be improved a lot. Jian Wushuang thought, feeling regret secretly. After completely calming himself down, Jian Wushuang came before Emperor Xiao. It seems that the breakthrough went very smoothly, didn't it? Emperor Xiao looked at Jian Wushuang with a slight smile and asked, "You've achieved the first step. How does it feel? Anything unique?" Although Emperor Xiao knew the magic of heavenly creation skill, he did not know what unique ability heaven-defying 4 steps had. Jian Wushuang hesitated for a moment, didn't conceal anything and directly announced the truth that he had made improvements in his talent of comprehension. Chapter 6:15. To the Eternal World. Talent in comprehension. Emperor Xiao was aghast that Jian Wushuang had improved his talent in comprehension significantly. Such a fantastic skill! It's possible to build a perfect foundation by working hard. However, the innate talent, how could the heavenly creation skill change it? Emperor Xiao gasped in admiration. The foundation could be built with hard work. But innate talent was born. It was possible to build a perfect foundation by working hard. But to change one's talent in comprehension? Emperor Xiao thought it was beyond logic. Since you have made the breakthrough, say goodbye to your friends before you leave. It may be years before you can return. Emperor Xiao said. Okay. Jian Wushuang nodded and left. Jian Wushuang didn't go back to the Nanyang continent as he had already settled his matters there. In a huge black castle, 3 people sat at a table which held jugs of wine. Their intention was clear: to get thoroughly drunk. The trio consisted of Jian Wushuang, Xianxia, and Wang Yuan. Third bro, let's drink our body weight in wine. I've brought the best from my collection. Wang Yuan said, pretending that he could not bear to part with his best wine. It's a rare chance. Let's have a good drink today. Jian Wushuang said with a laugh. Jian Wushuang had met Wang Yuan not long after he returned to the Black Castle. Wang Yuan had lost considerable weight over the recent years. He had been heavyset, but he now had a more average appearance. It was because he had been working hard in recent years. During these years, Wang Yuan had been learning alchemy from a mysterious alchemist, who did not seem to be from the ancient world. The alchemist was strong and skilled but bad-tempered. Under his tutelage, Wang Yuan had suffered. I wish fourth sister was here. Wang Yuan said with a sigh. Fourth sister. Jian Wushuang recalled the shy girl, Su Ru. Su Ru had a unique body. After her body had awakened in the Nanyang continent, she had been taken away by a mysterious expert. None of them knew where she had been taken. Jian Wushuang had asked Emperor Xiao about Su Ru and his father, but Emperor Xiao had refused to tell him, saying that Jian Wushuang would know when it was the right time. Jian Wushuang couldn't do anything about it. Third bro, the eternal world is more dangerous than the ancient world. Be careful. Wang Yuan warned him. It's a pity that my master has a task for me. Otherwise, I would get an ancient world token to attend the Firmament Territory Feast with you. Yang Zixuan said. Jian Wushuang smiled in acknowledgement. During these 3 years, he had become familiar with Yang Zixuan's strength. The latter was strong enough to attend the Firmament Territory Feast. But as he was Emperor Xiao's personal disciple, he had been tasked to do something else. Don't worry. I experienced so much alone in the Divine Land, I know how to protect myself. Jian Wushuang reassured them with a smile. Inwardly, he cautioned himself not to be complacent. He knew that the eternal world was not the Divine Land. They drank and talked for the entire night. The next morning, Emperor Xiao, Di Jing, Yang Zixuan, and Wang Yuan stood in the Black Castle's garden. They looked at Jian Wushuang. This was the day that Jian Wushuang would leave the ancient world. Master Emperor Xiao, the Sword Marquis Mansion is counting on you. Jian Wushuang said. Set your heart at rest. I will protect the Sword Marquis Mansion. Emperor Xiao said. Thank you so much, Emperor Xiao. Jian Wushuang said with a bow. He trusted Emperor Xiao. Under Emperor Xiao's secret protection, no one in the ancient world would be able to destroy the Sword Marquis Mansion. Right at this moment, the ancient world token in Jian Wushuang's hand suddenly shone and emitted a surge of power. In the next instant, clouds gathered and the wind blew. Has it begun? Jian Wushuang raised his head and saw a portal above him. The portal contained a special aura. This was Jian Wushuang's second time experiencing it. In his previous experience, Su Ming had crumbled the pledge in the Darkness Temple, and Shui Yang, a divine realm expert of the Universal Thunder Sect, had emerged from a portal. The aura in that portal was the same as today's. Jian Wushuang knew that it was the aura of the eternal world. Taking a deep breath, Jian Wushuang looked at them and said, Goodbye, everyone. Bye. Emperor Xiao waved. Third bro, take care. Wang Yuan and Yang Zixuan said in unison. Jian Wushuang nodded and looked around. Ancient world, Divine Land, and Nanyang continent. Bye. Then Jian Wushuang jumped and flew into the portal. Soon, he disappeared and the portal closed. Emperor Xiao and the rest who remained behind looked at one another. The eternal world, I'm coming. Jian Wushuang had left. He had left the ancient world. Perhaps he would return. But that would be years later. His heroic deeds would be celebrated in every corner of the ancient world.